Welcome back. So we just got done talking about the attack and how the formation, the 3-1-3 formation works with the attack. So let's look at the defense. What better way to start off but with the goal kicks? So much like our goal kicks, I've kind of set this up where they have the three in the back, they have their wings on the sidelines, and they have their attacking mids in the middle with a striker on top. That's going to be generally how they're going to try to play out any team with assault. You could run a situation where they move the wings in and they just stack everybody in the middle, at which point, really, we're just kind of taking bodies at that point. We drop off the line and we just start taking bodies. So, for example, if this right wing comes in here, we're not going to worry about the play out because at this point, this guy's not going to make it past our guys if he tries to dribble out. So, but we're going to say they're going to play smart, all right? They're going to bring everybody to the wing. So, on a goal kick, a lot of teams, what they'll do is they'll do exactly what we're doing. They're gonna play a small ball and hope to work it up the side. Okay, it's very common. They understand that there's a risk to high pressing that opens up space, so they'll play it here. Sometimes they'll try to do a goalie will just try to bang the ball to a side, at which point again we just drop off and we cover the man. All right, so. A good team like ours will vary it out, so we always be kind of cautious of this. So, for the most part, we will play off the line. We talked about last night running a high press. When we first start playing, I don't want us to go full press because, quite frankly, if we all go in, then it opens up more space the next time the goalie wants to kick out. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to first see what the goalie's going to do. Okay, so we know when the goalie sets up, if the guys drop back, it's typically going to be a pass back. All right, if these guys come up, it's typically going to be a kick. All right, so with their back, I'm going to set and I'll go to the top of the box. All right, my striker will come in. At this point, I'm looking to see where the goalie wants to go. So a couple people have to do a few things here. So my center mid, if I know the goalie is going to go this way, sets up on the corner, I'm going to cheat into a position where I have coverage on this guy right here. So I want to take the nearest man because their goal is to find this guy. They want to go this way and over. All right. So if I'm on him, I've taken that away. Okay. My left mid is also all ready to go. So if we do a high press, if this guy struggles, let's say he receives the ball weird, bounces off his foot weird, then I go in. Okay? If he doesn't struggle, if he has the control of the ball, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start tracking him out and putting my body between him and the pass. Okay? So this way, if he tries to cut back in, I have a center mid ready to go. You can take him on. If he tries to pass it, I'm in a good spot to intercept that pass. All right. There's no way the right back's gonna go from one box all the way down to the other box. Okay, because we have numbers in the back. He's not gonna make it through there. So again, if he struggles with it, the ball bounces out, then I'm taking him. Okay, I'm putting him under pressure right away because his reaction is going to be to go back to the goalie. At which point I have a striker right here who can run in on the goalie, and when we overload the goalie, okay, which is going to cause a turnover, cause a goal. That's what we're looking for, right? Same way this other side. Again, if he goes over here, he does this kick right here. I'm looking for this misplay. I'm going to tell you right now, most teams, not ours, but most teams put a lot of their players that struggle in the right back position. Okay, so if they're going this way, and we'll know that. You'll know in the first 5 minutes which players are the ones that struggle the most with the ball. And you're kind of hoping, you're pushing those passes to those players. As we start progressing through the season, we're going to talk more about gegenpress and what that means. I'm looking for those pressing triggers and pressing traps. And one of them is to make sure the player who's not good on the ball is the one that receives the ball. So this is less about creating the turnover by pressuring the body and making sure we get the ball right here. That worked great in 7v7. Because the numbers are typically on your side and we have a play out line, so it's tougher for a goalie to get the ball out with the play out line. So you can press a lot harder. With this, you have to be able to be patient and look for the opportunities, all right? So, yeah, the goalie could bang the ball out. If he bangs the ball out, we're still in a pretty good spot, okay? So let's just say we've worked the ball out on the right side. They've worked it out over here. They got the ball with the right wing, okay? We have a left wing on that person right now. We know, one, I want this dude's inside. Okay, I'm not going to try to get over here because this opens me up to trouble, all right? Instead, I want this guy's inside. Okay, so I can go ahead and make sure that if he does receive the ball, he can't cut in. The only way he can go is out. So, because if he stops all of a second, he gets the ball, and I'm on this side of him, he's already over here, and now I got to overload my back line. So make sure I got his inside, I'm running with them. Bring the ball up. Okay, if the ball's on this side, a couple things have to happen. One, people have to start adjusting, right? For one, my left back's going to start going this way to support. My center big back may start going this way, setting that line. And my right back now is going to take that striker, okay? My other group starts dropping back too, okay? My DM is watching for anything that could be a switch to the other side, but he's already starting to come back. Technically, probably coming back on the inside of the striker. All right, again, we want this dude's inside. And I say inside, everybody, it's going to be the goal. Okay, so that's why, for example, the CM looks like he's on the outside here. He's actually on the inside to the goal. So if this guy comes in, he's right here. All right. It's more important, really, once we cross this line that we're always on the inside of our attackers, okay? So even if you're in a let's say you misplay this and you're on this side, he goes in, as long as you can get back in front of him, or the left back can when he comes in, we're still in good shape, okay? So anything on this side, we have got to take that inside away. But you see you're starting to drift over. My right wing's starting to come over. Yes, there's potential for overload, which is why the right back has to keep an eye on the striker until the DM gets in a position to help, and then maybe he peels off, and now we got our four backs in line, okay? Again, center back is setting the offside, okay? Your right back is watching the runners coming in, and like we talked about during the walkthrough, the right wing is looking, checking his shoulder. He's not going to be on this guy. He's not going to be standing right here running with him the entire time. He doesn't need to. A couple things that can happen. Obviously, these guys are cleaning out the box as soon as they kick it. Let's say they want to do a switch, right? So we're jammed, they want to go back. They do a full switch, which would be crazy because you got a striker right here ready to take the ball. It's dangerous. But let's say they pull it off, okay? They bring the ball over here. We're not in a position where we're so far off the ball that we can't get this guy. We're on his inside already, okay? Whereas if we are on this side of him, like we were talking about before, he's got a clear run. It's going to be very difficult for the right back to stop him and the attacking mid at the same time. So as long as we're on that dude's inside, and what we're kind of doing right here too is we're saying, hey, you know what? Go ahead, make that switch. I can intercept that ball. Go ahead, try it. We have the speed on the wings to make that interception if we need to, and we have still got support. If we can all switch down this way, because as soon as the ball comes this way, that's what we're doing. We're going on the inside. All right. Again, crossing that line. I'm on this dude's inside. Okay, I'm on the inside of the striker. Center back's coming back, setting my back line. And again, as these guys come in, I'm just making sure I'm in a good position. This guy's way over here. Again, I'm not worried about playing right on him. Maybe I go ahead and start helping out here. Maybe CM starts coming over and the left wing takes this guy now. All right. So this way you're in a very good position to slow down the attack. As a reminder, we are not diving in. This ball's on this guy's foot. We're not coming in here and sticking our leg out and get it. What we want is two things. We want this guy either to go out of bounds. Okay. We're going to tighten that space. We're going to run shoulder to shoulder with him. We're going to tighten that space so he goes out of bounds. Then we get the ball back, right? Two, we want him to take that big touch. Now, if he's going on the inside like this, he's going to take that big touch and we can step in and take the ball, right? We want the ball. Because at this point, even if our back is turned, we can have players drop to support. there are options that we have. As soon as we get this ball, there are options. Okay, so the point is to win the ball, not just create a turnover. Now, if there's sometimes they'll kick a ball way out and you go ahead and just kick it, fine. You know, you play a ball up to your striker, awesome, good job. But you need to take control. All right, don't just stick a leg out and try to win the ball. You want to take control of the ball. If you can do that over and over again, you frustrate the other team, which causes more turnovers, right? So let's keep dropping back, all right? So we're going to have my center backs to the line all the way here at the top of the final third. So we're going to bring everybody back. All right, we're all coming back together. We're going to bring this guy back inside where he should be. We're going to bring our right wing in. Again, stand on his inside, kind of playing off of him. All right. Striker coming in. All right. So now we have a situation. Our striker is going to take whatever we're given. Okay. So if they're holding back, great. Okay, we're going to play the ball side. So we're in a situation where if we do win this ball, okay, come up, we take this ball, we're in a position to go. Okay. If you're on the other side here, you are out of position. We're stuck. There's nowhere you can go. Only thing you can do right now is basically bang the ball to the corner or try to play back to the DM and work our way out. Okay, so we want to make sure our striker is in position to receive it. The center mid is in this weird spot. He gives us extra protection. So obviously he can cover the AM here. If, for example, this AM has the ball and he can't go through, he can go ahead and try to pass it. We got a CM that can intercept it here, intercept it here, in a position above the center back. Because now the DM is kind of that fourth role, right? It's going to be working with our center back to make sure no one gets through the middle. He's going to play a little tight to make sure the striker can't just go through. It's not going to be a through ball. If there's anything on through ball on this side, the DM's got it. Okay? Anything, we have a big gap right here and play through here, striker's probably get it. So we have got to be able to play tight to our center back. Again, we will still worry about the offside trap. Up until the final third, we can set the offside trap. Actually, all the way towards the box, we can set offside trap. Our center back's goal is always 5 offside traps a game. We love to get the offsides. It's fantastic. It takes morale away from the other team, gives us the ball back. So if we can set it, excellent. So as a DM, as my backs, I don't want to be dropping back here and be panicking and going back to goal. I want to drop back to where my center back is. Okay, it's as far back as I want to go while the ball is still out here. Okay. Most dangerous position for us to be in right now would be a situation where the center mid is still up here and we have an attacking mid coming in with a space. That's a through ball. All right. So center mids, you have got to know what to come up and protect. We talked before about how tiring the wing positions are, right? Center mid's the same way. You're playing box to box. So being able to drop back and being supportive is necessary. We mentioned about floating. So one thing the striker has to be able to do is float to the ball side. In this case right now, he's in good position. Anything gets off the ball in a spot to run on it, right? So don't come all the way in. If you come all the way in, strikers, they're going to go right here and they're going to set this line. And now it becomes even more difficult for us to get the ball out. Because now you are over, they have the numbers. There's importance in numbers, okay? So if you look right now, let's talk about numbers really quick. Let's say the ball has this AM. If you see how many people has on defense, right? We have right now 1, 2, 3, 4 attackers at the central line, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders. If we have numbers, we're in a good position. Okay, because there's going to be at least one extra defender for the attacker. That's going to really muck them up. So it's good. If we get in a situation where we're too far over, we're out of position, we're still running backwards, then it becomes a situation where now we're really 3-on-3, maybe 3-on-4 if the AM is still coming up, and that's danger. Okay, so make sure when the center back says drop, we drop. All right. Okay, so let's keep going here. All right, so again, I'm staying inside. So my striker's right here. I'm playing tight to my striker, my center back. Okay, maybe on this side, you know, they get the left back taking the mid coming in. Center mid may be helping. Okay, striker again is going to take what we're given. Again, if these backs are way back here, striker, you can stay on this side of the line. You're still in a good position. We can get the ball up to you. All right. When it gets in past the final third and we get into the box, that's when the striker's going to want to come down to the edge of the circle. All right. It's still not trapped because even if they come right here, we're in a situation where if we're fading to the ball, we still have space. Okay. There are a few things you can do, striker, too, if you wanted to. You still hang at the line. You can just gotta move where the ball's gonna move. There's also, we'll learn this trick later on, where you actually are offsides. You stay offsides until we win the ball, and then you come up and play the onside. Because what's gonna happen then, as soon as we win the ball, they all drop back to you, and now you got more space. Okay, so that works. But for right now, we're gonna hold you right there. All right. So let's get everybody into the box. Okay, we talked about this the other night. Inside the box, I am not worried about the offside as much. Okay, it's going to happen. Strikers go offsides. They get past our center back. You know, so be it. But if the ball's in the box, our job is to get the ball out. It's to put our bodies in front of the shooters to make sure they don't have a shot and get the ball back out again. Center mid's going to come down to the top of the box, be a play out option. So let's say they got numbers. We're going to give them some numbers in here. All right. All right. So we're in a situation where we have now, as you can see, 6 plus the goalie in the box. Now that's a lot of players. Okay. So we're in a tough situation. We still have them outnumbered. They only have 5 up here. They're not going to probably bring in their backs all the way to attack. Okay. My striker's going to fade out. Be in a good spot to receive it. Okay, maybe in front of you and taking this right back with them. Okay, so now my job is to get that ball out as quickly as possible. All right, so let's say left wing wins the ball, left mid here, whatever you want to call him, wins the ball, bangs the ball out. Center back and goalie are screaming clear. We are getting out of the box as quickly as possible. Okay, don't be that guy that stays back here, okay, and keeps everybody on side. Because what happens if the striker loses the ball with the right back? Well, right back bangs it back to the front again, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1 defender and a goalie. Those odds will never be in our favor. Okay, I don't care how good our goalie is or how good that back is, they're not going to be able to stop 5 guys in front of the goal. Okay, so the clear out, that's very important. One thing I'm going to tell you too inside the box, remember, if they get behind us, let's say the attacking mid gets all the way in, it's all the way to the side, the ball is now offside, okay? Which means they can come all the way up here and wait and be in a spot to receive it. You can't just say, okay, you know what, I'm holding my guy, he can't go in anymore, because the center back is no longer the offside holder. Okay, he's not setting the outside anymore. The ball is. So I have to remember at that point to take my guy. You know, go in, take the guy, so that way they can't get that shot off. Put your body in front of the ball, whatever you have to do to get that ball out. Be careful not to foul, obviously, but you want to make sure you're in a good position. The other thing that could happen, and this happens sometimes too, is we can win the ball here. And now it's a situation where, again, we have to get it out quick because we have set the offside line here. If we get control, if we lose the ball, offside's the ball again. So that's why getting this out is so very important. Okay, we play tight on the defense, as you saw in that formation. Everyone's coming in tight. We play a little bit wider on the attack. That makes sense because we're trying to take space On the defense, we're trying to save space. We're trying to go ahead and protect it. So as soon, I'm going to get these guys on the other side of the field because I want to show you all something. Okay, so let's get these guys over here. All right, so as soon as that ball starts turning, as soon as the ball turns on this side, okay, we'll say this dude wins the ball. We'll say center back has the ball, right? I am immediately, if I am playing wide, okay, let's get these guys stacked up a little bit, okay? If I am playing wide, I am coming in. All right, so if, let's say my back is a little bit wider because we're just on the tacks, okay? As soon as that ball turns, it's like a bungee cord. I'm going right in, okay? Gotta get tight, stay right in front of my center back, because all they can do, let's say they somehow get a ball on the side, you can run on his inside. You can track as this guy comes in and catch him. His object is to get to goal, right? It's always get to goal. So if you know you're between him and the goal, you're in a great spot. If you're over here and he has the ball, you're toast. All right, so you want to get tight with your center back. So that's when the center back's going to yell, tight, get tight. It's going to say, tight and drop. So that way these guys start coming in to take men. DM's starting to come back to support the center back. Center mid's coming back to kind of jam up the middle. Only person that's not going to really drop as fast as everybody else is the striker. He just needs to stay on side. Okay? So as long as he's staying on side, he's in a good spot. Striker, if they clear that ball out, don't hang here. If you hang here, we can't pass you the ball. If, for example, center mid wins the ball over, you're offside, I can't get you the ball anymore. So hang in front of the back line. Okay? Let's talk about free kicks. All right, so I'm going to drop us back here. Okay, so important thing on free kicks. Let's say we got a ball out here. We're going to have let the AM take it. Okay. What teams are typically going to do is they're going to load up the line. Okay. So my left back, center back, right back, we're going in our positions. We're going to get really tight again. Okay. Typically, you do not want to go into the box. All right. The only time you go in the box is if the ball is like right outside of the box. You have to give 10 yards. All right. Always ask the ref, is it direct or indirect? Okay. Center back. That's going to be one of your jobs. Center back or DM or CM. Ask the ref, is it direct or indirect? They have to tell you. If it's indirect, it means it has to be touched. That means on the touch, if this right mid came in and touched the ball for this guy to take it, we can run up and take that ball, which is why that wall is so important. So we can set a wall up 10 yards off the ball. So let's say we're going to set one up here. I'm going to put the DM and the CM and the LM. Okay, I'm going to bring back the right mid to be on the line. Okay. This way, if they're rushing in, I'm inside on my striker. Okay. I'm inside on their attacking mid. All right. Oops. And I'm inside on their wing on this side. Okay, and of course they're not going to they'll bring these guys up, but there's not going to be a situation where they're going to probably bring them in for the attack. Okay, not unless it's late in the game and they're in a hurry. But as you can see right now, if this was a indirect, meaning that the guy has to touch it, as soon as this guy touches it, we can all close that space down. It's going to get very hard for him to get that ball off. We win it, and now we're on the run. We have numbers now. So now it's 4-on-4 basically. With these guys still facing the wrong direction, we can run right through, and we take the attack to them. It's a great counter move, all right? Now, if it's a direct, we're going to play off the 10 yards, okay? They may bring this guy in, that's fine. You know, maybe we go to a two-man wall, if that's the case. But the DM and the CM are going to pretty much set our wall, right? Goalie and CB make sure we have everybody covered. All right, so right now we have an extra guy right here. So maybe instead we tell the LM to stay there, we run our LB there, center back to there, right back there, and inside this guy, okay? You can run a two-man wall. You can actually keep, if you wanted to, you can actually keep these, put two on the striker, drop the left back, and then put the LM over here, that's fine. The wall just basically makes it so that this guy has to find a way to shoot around it, okay? So we don't want to enter the box until they do. We want to hold a solid line because let's say all of a sudden the striker takes off before he kicks it. Now he's offsides. Okay? So now you cannot impede in the sense of throwing your arms out. You can't stop, but you can use your body to position it in a way where they can't get to the goal easily without running through you. So you can't like just stop in front of them, but you can run with them, use your body to steer them away from the goal. That's a great way of adjusting on these runs. Now, obviously, inside the box, that gets tricky because the fact that they still give you 10 yards, so lots of times if that ever happens, it's very rare. Okay, I'm going to be very honest with you. It's very rare. If they have a shot inside the box, we put all bodies on the line in front of them. Okay, if they keep a guy out here, maybe we drop somebody to cover him, but everybody else is just dropping back to this line. Okay, making a wall, especially if it's indirect. If it's indirect, we're charging that ball. Again, anything inside the box, we're getting out. Okay, so let's talk corners really quick. Again, actually, let's go back really quick to PKs. PKs, we're all on the line. Only person that could be in there is the shooter, but you're going to be on a body, inside of a body, so they can't get to the ball in case that misses. They can play the rebound if we don't put a body on them. Okay, CM will probably stay out, so they have a way to play out to them. Everybody else will take a body. Corner kicks. So let's say they have a corner kick over here. Let's get our players back. So we have, we'll call them somewhat aggressive. They're going to bring the right back in as a playback option. We have the CB. Actually, the goalie is responsible for making sure every player is covered. Okay? Making sure there's a player that can guard the front post. And I say front post, everybody. I don't mean, okay, let's just hang here on the front post. Okay? That's not what I mean. What I mean is they're taking the front post runner. This one's taking the back post runner. So what a team wants to do is a team wants to bring a guy in to hit the back post. They want to bring a person in to overload the goalie at the front post. Okay? As a reminder, the last person here, let me put it this way. It's not offsides on a corner kick is nearly impossible. Okay? Because the ball is on the line. All right? So it doesn't really matter if you're back here at the post. All right? We're not going to all play up here because then the situation is where backs are to the goal, they run through, and our goalie is overloaded. So this is the case. You would come off the goal post, somewhat at an angle. Your right back would come off this post here. Your goalkeeper plays back a little further. Center back's going to take the striker coming in. Okay, you can guarantee they're going to move. They're going to try to overload through movement. So, you want to mark a man. If outside of these three, this triangle here, everyone else is kind of marking a man and playing a position. So, my DM's coming back to handle the wing. I got CM handling the center mid. I got the center back on the striker. CM here. Striker's going to stay out and play high. And then I got my right wing here. So, a couple things that I'm looking for on this kick. One, if you notice, I do have an extra player. Because, again, they're not bringing in three. I'm leaving one out, so I always have an extra person. What I'm looking for, depending on what side it's on, so in this case right now it's on my left side. This guy right here is looking for this. So this guy comes in. I can't leave the box. I got to be 10 yards away from that corner kick. But if he plays it out, now I can jam that. Okay? This guy's job really wants to kick it right here. Okay? But at this stage, a lot of times they'll play back. If they play back, I cannot stress this enough. If they play back, our back line has to get out. Okay? We got to get to where we got to set that offside trap again. Because what they want to do is if we jam this guy, the only place to go is here, and that's offsides. Okay? But if our backs hang here, they can play back to this guy, and now he's in a better position because he'll be already on the field, and he can make a shot at the goal. So if it's a play out, we clear out. Okay? It's not, okay, everybody, let's go all the way up here. No, it's get to the top of the box, get to the point where you're to your center back. Find your center back and get up to your center back. Okay? This way the goalie can have more spot. Now, again, what we're talking about the other day is listen for your goalie. If your goalie yells keeper, you let him have the ball. It means he's in a position to keep it. Our job is to make sure that he can see the ball. Because what they want to do, and what some teams may do, is we're on these posts, is they're going to load up in front of the goalie to make sure he can try to screen him. Okay? At which point, that's going to make things difficult for him. We got to make sure we have a body inside of them. We're kind of using our body to create that separation. If it gets too pushy, the ref will stop the play, make sure everyone's lined up correctly again, and you see it all the time in professional games. So obviously you can't head, so we're not really worried about the high played ball. Just make sure you don't hit with your own head. Make sure you don't try to hit with your arms. We'll talk about defending inside the box here in a few weeks and what your arm placement should look like. But for right now, just be mindful of it. Lastly here, if the ball goes to the goalie, all right, we talked about clearing out. If it's a punt, obviously we're kind of getting back into our shape. I'm going to get us back into our shape here really quick. Center backs on these guys, they're all right here. All right, so they're all kind of hanging around my goalie. I want to make sure I have space for my goalie to punt it. Okay, so I'm getting on the inside of this dude, make sure I got room here for this punt. Goalie, remember, they cannot interfere with you. They can try to slow you down by walking in front of you, but they can't interfere with you. They can't go ahead and jump up and get the ball. It's a yellow card. So just be mindful of that. They try to hit you or anything like that, that could be a yellow card on them. So take your space. You have a lot of protection inside of this box. Okay? So find your space, kick it out, punt it out, whatever you got to do. What option you also have here too, if you look at this, let's say they're bringing everybody back into the space here. You don't always hit the punt. You can go ahead and roll the ball if you got space to the CM. It's always best to play to feet than to play punts, because punts become 50-50 balls. Okay? So if you can find feet, play to feet. Just remember, if you put the ball on the ground after you catch it, you can't pick it back up. And if you try to play it, once you put the ball on the ground, it's a live ball, and they can jam you. So you have to be mindful of, with the ball, what you're going to do with it. Okay? Lots of times you'll see players like bouncing the ball and all that stuff. Yeah, it's risky. So I always tell players, once the ball goes to the ground and you've created separation from it, just kick it. Get out of your way. Roll the ball out. Okay? All right, so that's pretty much it for defense. This is just the start, folks. We got a lot of work ahead of us. I wanted to share this now so you have something to watch before the games. This will not be our final formation. I'll tell you right now, we're working towards bigger formations, stronger formations that will play us more wide, which is where I really want to be. I want to be able to play gegenpress and play our ball wide on the attack. This still is very central, but that works in our advantage at this early stage because a lot of teams are just playing central. But we'll work on those as we go. If you have questions, obviously you can reach out. I'm happy to answer the questions for you. Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to everyone later.